sit down, Debbie.
Now this must be what they're talking about. Look at that, boy. Golly, that is cool. So I'm out here doing the Pinnacle Mountain Trail, and what I did was not paying attention. I was watching my filming gear and almost went to Stool Mountain instead. So we're gonna come back down here. We don't need no wrong turns. So we're gonna come down here and we're gonna take a right. It'll be a left if you're not smoking crack. We're coming down here to the turn, and we're gonna turn left because we want to go to Pinnacle Mountain, not Stool Mountain. So this is the trail that we're looking for. See where it says Pinnacle Mountain Trail? To the left. So now we know we're going the right way. This is an 8.5 mile out and back, and it's rated as hard. And I've heard from a lot of people, there's not even like much of a view at the top. So here's the question, why do it? Hey there, runners, hikers, and van lifers. I'm Jonathan, and today I'm out here at Pinnacle Mountain in the Table Rock State Park. It's about 8.5 miles total, and it's not an easy hike. But here's the interesting part. Most people say that the payoff isn't really even that great. There's no huge overlook, and there's no dramatic summit. Like you're standing on the edge of the universe. Absolutely incredible. So today, I want to answer a different question. Not, is this hike worth it? But, whoa, but why do I still come out here and do this? Now, if you're not over 50 yet, you better get ready, because this comes a lot faster than you think. Most people, they don't notice the shift at first. They have a little less energy, a little more stiffness, and you recover a little bit slower. And then one day, a hike like this feels a lot harder than it used to. And usually, once you get about halfway, that's where people usually start thinking about the reward, the view, the summit, something just to justify all the effort. But on this trail, there isn't much of one. But somewhere along the way, something changed for me. I stopped needing a view. The sound of the wind, the light coming through the trees, and the rhythm of my steps, that became enough. So right here, when you come up the trail, you're going to see these color-coded signs. Pinnacle Mountain, Pinnacle Mountain. And that sign right over there, Pinnacle Mountain to the right. So they do not want you missing the trail. So you're just going to stay on yellow. We are about to turn right. So I don't know if you guys can see right up there. So it's focusing on my hand, but right up there is where we're going. So according to Alltrails, it said that Pinnacle Mountain is the tallest mountain to be completely in South Carolina. So I don't know if that's true, but I would imagine that is the case because Sassafras Mountain is divided by, I think, 2 or 3 different states. So right here, if you notice, right there, you're going to see a ton of burnt tree trunks and charcoal, and that is due to our most recent wildfire here at Table Rock State Park, which was, if I remember right, the most destructive wildfire in the state park's history. But it's really amazing to see all of the wildlife coming back and the nature just taking over again where it once was. So one thing that you're going to notice about this mountain, because it doesn't really have much of a overlook or view, you're not going to be passing the mighty throngs of people coming down or going up this one. Most people are going to be going to the right and going up Table Rock. So right now, we're currently at about halfway, 2.33 miles. But let me show you, we're going way up there. So like I said, we're only about halfway up the mountain. I don't know about y'all, but that looks like quite a view to me. Maybe it's just because it's spring and there's not much blocking the view. But, I mean, those taller trees right there would be the only ones with leaves in the way. That looks amazing to me. Ooh, look at that. It says we're 0.1 miles away from Spring Bluff Falls, but that looks like a waterfall to me. That's amazing. So cool. Now this This must be what they're talking about. Look at that, boy. Golly, that is cool. Look at that. That's amazing. Just to give you guys some reference, that is Table Rock right over there. So that gives us a little bit of perspective here as far as where we are and how high we are. So right there's the peak, the summit of Table Rock, and we are not quite the same height. So we'll have to take a little view and check in once we get up to the top of this mountain. Now, one thing that people would have you believe is that when you come out here, you're going to be stepping on copperheads, swinging from copperheads onto the backs of black bears, then swinging from those to more black bears using swinging bridges made of copperheads. But I would have to tell you that is not the case. I've spent about 1,000,000 miles out here, and I've never seen a copperhead yet, except for a flat one when I was trail running at Horse Pasture Road, and he was in the middle of the road, smushed. But other than that, we have seen a few bears, but they've been well aware of us way before we even got close to them. This plant right here is mountain mint, and I first discovered this one when we were hiking Table Rock one time. So the stem is square, and you can smell it. If you rub that leaf, it is the strongest smell of peppermint. Just, it's amazing. So look, right there, I don't know if you can see it, but the stem is square. The leaves look just like spearmint, and it smells absolutely amazing. It'll get a white flower on it in the fall, and a lot of people make tea out of that. So let me show you this view right here. Right there is a mountain with a bunch of radio antennas on it, and that is Glassy Mountain. So that's kind of where I am located, in that vicinity. And then, I don't know if you can see, right there is the Greenville area. So it's pretty cool to see that. Okay, so it says we are at 3.57 miles. So we are still putting in that work. We've reached the technical, basically more than 12% grade portion of the trip. Let me turn you around. That means we're going that direction. Now physically, yes, hikes like this do matter. The steep climbs, they do load your bones, and they build strength in your legs. And they definitely push your cardiovascular system. This is the kind of effort that keeps you capable. But honestly, that's not why I'm here. As y'all know, I don't train really for the view. I train so I don't lose the ability to spend time out here, even when there is no view. So if you guys want to stay strong enough to keep exploring the outdoors as you get older, that's what this channel is all about. Go ahead and hit subscribe, and I'm going to see you out on the trail. That is what's called a burl. And they are insanely valuable. That appears to be an oak tree burl. This is the view. We're not quite to the top of Pinnacle Mountain. We still got to go up there yet. But whoever said this wasn't a view, good Lord. This is incredible. Right over there is Table Rock Summit, right through those trees. So, I don't know if you can hear me over the wind, but man, look at that. That is incredible. This is literally, look, there's my shadow. But this is literally like you're standing on the edge of the universe. Absolutely incredible. It's some work to get up here though. Man, it was so worth it. So we're on the final push. Right here is the little yellow marker that tells us we need to turn left going up the rest of the mountain. So we are on the final push, fellas. And here we go. And we did it, folks. We are at Pinnacle Mountain Summit. This is, from what Alltrails says, like I said, the tallest mountain peak with the whole mountain inside of South Carolina. That's incredible. Now, because of what time it is, right now, it's almost 6 o'clock. So that means I'm gonna have to pretty much trail run the rest of the mountain all the way to get down to Table Rock State Park. So there ain't gonna be no filming, if you know what I'm saying. We're gonna be boogieing down the mountain. And we're gonna stop a couple places for water. There are about 3 or 4 different very good water sources heading down the mountain. And I would fly the drone, but it's windy as could be right here. So what we're gonna do is we're gonna put everything in the pockets and head down. So from Run, Hike, and Van Life, we are out.